Whoa, 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 whoa. What is up, my people? Yes, I'm back and blessed. Yes, I hope everything is amazing for you all as always. I am, in case you've forgotten, your host, the Honorable OCT OctaviusHaye, and this is the WACCast podcast. Yes, sir. You know I had to be back. I wasn't going to miss this trial for nothing in the world, so I'm not going to talk too much. We're going to get right into that action real fast, though. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I drop new content on YouTube. And if you're listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or Spotify, please follow so you're notified every time I drop new content on those platforms as well. With that being said, let's talk whack to them. Okay, so here we go. It's the moment we all been waiting for. The trial of the century is started. It's like the state of California versus Tory Lanez with accusations that he shot Megan Thee Stallion. Day one was Monday, which as of this time recording was yesterday. That was the 12th? Yep, the 12th. December 12th. 2022, the defense and the prosecutors did their opening statement. Prosecutors of the state of California trying to indict or get a guilty verdict on Tory. Tory is the defense trying to defend himself. Prosecutors say that Meg and Tory left Kylie Jenner's pool party. They got into an argument in the car. Meg insulted Tory as a rapper, and Meg claims that she got out the car. Tory shot her and said dance B. On the defendant's side, they're claiming that Meg was jealous that Tory was liking on Kylie and kind of forced herself to leave with him, and that once in the car they was going off on each other, and Tory brought up to Meg's friend Kelsey, who was also in the car, said, "Why you standing up for Meg and she be snaking you and taking men from under, sleeping with men you messing with?" And that led to them fighting, which they're implying that maybe it was Kelsey that shot Tory. Now today, which is December 13th, Tuesday, the day I'm recording, just got finished with, getting updated on everything. Meg was actually on the stand today, which I don't know why she was. I thought it was a mistake hearing it because Tory's lawyer is going to get a chance to ask her questions, and Tory's lawyer did ask questions. Now, Meg, she had prosecutors who aren't her lawyers, they're state of California lawyers, but they're working with her because they want Tory to be found guilty. So she went ahead and gave her testimony today. Obviously with prosecutors, they were just getting her side of the story. She was kind of just going into more detail about what happened, about, her and Tory her and Kelsey were kind of against Tory. The prosecutors claim that Tory beat up Kelsey, which I hadn't heard before, but I guess apparently there is a witness that saw them fighting her, but they also think it was because she had just shot Meg. But anyway, so she gives, pretty much the same testimony she gave, or the same opening statement with a little bit more detail. Now, when Tory's defense lawyer comes up and asks questions, that's when things get spicy. I mean, for real. So before that, let me just say, with this case, look, all I ever wanted was for it to go to trial. I am a huge Tory Lanez fan. He's actually my number one artist on Spotify, and he's my number one listened to song. It doesn't matter who's on Spotify. So I don't want that to be known, but even so, I don't want him to get away with this if he did it. And I'm not in denial of anything. I'm perfectly willing to say that Tory Lanez is guilty of shooting Meg Thee Stallion if the evidence that's presented supports that. I would want him to go to jail for his crime. 110%. Only thing I've ever not liked is how fast everybody did initially run to Meg's defense. Tory was blackballed. He couldn't get on radio. He couldn't be on playlists no more. They were taking him off the playlist. People didn't want to work with him. It was really affecting him. You know, it really was affecting his career at a time when I think he really needed that. And at a time when he was doing quarantine radio and was really getting popular, this thing really hurt him. So to me, it's like, until we know for sure, I don't like the way the industry is playing this. Because Tory has always said he never shot Meg. He's always said that. Never been a change in his story. He's always said that he did not shoot Meg Thee Stallion. So I just want the facts to come out now, and that's what they're doing. Based off the information, off the hearsay we were getting, based off some of the things that Meg was saying beforehand, we kind of had an understanding of what was going on. But today, Meg was on the stand. Tory's lawyers got to cross-examine her, and the years of yapping her gums have hurt her. I think the biggest blessing when we look back at this that Meg could have given to Tory was that he wasn't allowed to say anything, that he wasn't allowed to open his mouth. Because now you really don't have anything that can contradict or whatever. Meanwhile, Meg has a ton. First of all, the big thing, which we all knew was a lie as soon as she said it, she lied about sleeping with Tory. She lied about sleeping with Tory Lanez. She said she didn't in the police report, or she said she didn't to the police. She said they didn't have a sexual relationship. She went on Gayle King's show and talked to her and said they did not have a sexual relationship. And now, because the prosecutors don't want, she has to tell the truth, and the prosecutors know it's the truth, they had to come out and say, yeah, she did sleep with Tory. They did have a sexual relationship. And so as Tory's lawyer rightfully says, well, you were lying about this whole time? That you had a sexual relationship with him? But so much of her story, I mean, they had the police report. They had the previous things she said. She said she was scared to tell the police that Tory had shot her because she was scared the police didn't want to die. But then she has a live where she's going off talking about the only reason why she didn't say anything because the cop was being was acting like a bee. And she got mad, so she didn't want to say nothing. She's got thing where she said, her phone was dead. But then they said, well, in this police statement, you said that you called your manager. She said she didn't know where she was at, but they were like, well, wait a minute. You said you live right up the road. So many things, even to the directions of where she went. I think she's always said she went around the back. The team said she went around the back. Now she's trying to say she went around the front to the trunk, and she was at the trunk. The hood. She was at the hood of the car, and when I was supposed to believe that Tory went around her friend, came out the thing, put the gun out, shot her with the hood right there, and somehow the bullet went down to her feet, and she's only like 8 feet away from him, and he missed every shot. I mean, there was just so much in there that everything was just being broken down, and it was just so, you couldn't deny it. They go, well, why didn't you leave with the person you came with? She says, well, he wasn't around. And they were like, well, wait a minute, didn't you say that you told him to put all of your stuff in Tory's car? Wasn't he waiting on you? You wanted all your stuff to go in Tory's car? She said she don't know whose bags those were in the car. Those might have been Kelsey's bags. They said, but wait a minute, didn't you just said you told him to put your stuff in there. So that was your stuff, right? I don't know. I have a lot of bags. I mean, it was the amount of I don't knows, the simple stuff, like she didn't know. I don't remember. Let me say that. I don't remember. She didn't remember if those were her bags. She didn't remember if she said that the police was acting like a bee. She don't remember her about her having her phone about saying she called her manager. She might have. She don't know. So many things. Not to mention that the story, the version that she's telling and that prosecutor's telling is completely leaving out, well, what happened with the nails that they found on the floor that looked like it was a scuffle? What happened? What's up with that? I mean, this has been a disaster. I knew it was going to be a disaster. There was no way to not make this a disaster. Meg has been yapping her guns for years, talking about this, going on, Twitter rants, going on live, talking about it, doing interviews. She has had so many things to say, and unfortunately her story keeps changing, and she keeps having to come back later and say, yeah, I lied about that, but I only lied about that because of this, and I lied about this only because of this, and now it's I don't remember. I mean, it was so bad they had the police report right there to show her. They had to show her video evidence of what she had said. It's not over yet. There's still time to turn this around, but this was a bad day at the office. And Meg only has herself to blame. She talked too much. And I think that Tory might have been in the same situation had he not been forced to be quiet. I think that Gail interview where she lied again and said they didn't have a sexual relationship is going to go back. We're going to look back at this years from like, that's what fucked her over. That and talking too much. And I think, surprisingly, while everybody was saying it's not fair, Tory don't get to talk, Meg get to tell her side of the story and Tory don't. And I was one of those people saying that too. I think we're going to look back at this now, but like, bro, she gave you the biggest layup. She gave you a blessing. Because if you had been yapping your gums like her, you know, some things may not have made sense. You know, they talked about, well, do you not remember so much stuff because you were drunk? Which is something that really hasn't been talked about a lot. The fact that they were at the party. She was there from, you know, early in the day to night, you know, to sun up to sunset. So she had been drinking. And Tory, but they all was drunk. They talked about him apologizing and believing that it comes more so apologizing for how everything transpired with the arguing and just feeling bad that she got shot. She said she turned around and saw Tory bump into Kelsey after she got shot, and in a way you could be argued, well, he was trying to, you know, stop her from shooting you, because the claim, or, you know, at least what Tory's defense is putting up there, or the picture they're trying to paint is Tory exposed that Meg and him were sleeping together. The friend Kelsey just found out. Meg and Tory had been arguing, but once Tory said that, Meg and Kelsey start arguing. And they're saying that Kelsey, I don't know, they got into an argument or whatever, got into a fight. Kelsey pulled a gun, shot at Meg, and at least this is the picture that the defense is trying to paint. And Tory bumped her, trying to stop her from shooting him. Or stop her from shooting. That's literally the way the story is being told, the way the story has been set up, even from Meg's point of view. It kind of makes Tory's side makes more sense. Like you said, it's not over yet. We still got Kelsey. She still has to testify, so we're going to get her story. And you never know. Who knows what's going to happen? She's one of the prosecution's witnesses, so you would have to believe that she's leaning more friendly towards Meg in the situation. Kelsey has been out talking too. She's been on live. She said she was never paid off by Tory. So Tory's defense got that, because now Meg is saying that Tory offered to pay them $1 million. She's sticking to that story. So if Meg said he offered all of them $1 million, or both of them $1 million, if Kelsey tries to go along with that story now, then they're gonna be like, well, what you said he didn't before. So how do we know what to believe? Is what Tory's defense can say. Just a mess, though. Just a mess. We'll see. That's gonna be day 3 when this episode drops. But moving forward for the next 2 days, I'm gonna go ahead and do some talk whack to me's about it. So I'm gonna be talking about the case more on those. But I had to do the first one for the pod, because this really became like the story of the pod. So it only felt right to start talking about it on the podcast. This, everybody's talking about it. It's the trial of the century, and I'm gonna be giving updates, my opinions on things, what I think about as we go on. Honestly, this is kind of, I have been saying this for 2 years. This is pretty much shaping up to what I thought happened. The way the story is being told from Tory's side, the way that Megan's story is kind of crumbling, a lot of the evidence or the claims that were being made, or rumors that were being told that I pieced together, kind of told me to set up the story for how it's starting to look. That Meg was trying to save Tory from getting shot. Her friend shot at her because she was sleeping with Tory. I don't know if that's true. I'm not saying that is true. That's a theory. This is all allegedly. We don't know anything. We're tuning into this trial to find out, and I will be reacting, and simple as that. All right, y'all. So, Clan Ye, Coon Ye, Ye West, back in the building. Hasn't really left the building, huh? So I've been gone for a minute. I've been seeing what Kanye been doing, what Kanye been doing. going on all these right-wing platforms, spewing all this ignorant information and hate. And, I'm just shaking my head at it. It's crazy. I think one thing that Kanye has taught me, or showed me, not taught me, but showed me, is just how hurt my people are. Because now this fool have us praising Hitler. Like, what? And I'm hearing so many black people trying to be like, well, Hitler did some great things, or Hitler was like, bro, Hitler was a mass murderer, killed about 10 to 12 million people that were citizens, launched the world into a war. But what? Because he allowed creative things to happen, he's cool? Because the people that oppressed us didn't like him, he was cool? What you think Hitler would have done if Hitler took over? You think he would have been like, all right, black people, y'all good? Or you think we would have been in them camps too? So just ignorant ass statements like that. And, you can love everybody. As Kanye would, that's the excuse people try to get. Well, he just said he love everybody. You can love everybody, but you don't have to like their ideals. Nazism is an idea. All right? So that idea of or that organization and their beliefs is what is hated, not the individual person, or even though that person's actions are wrong. I get what he's saying. He's a Christian. We are supposed to love all. But nah, the way you talking, you saying it, you have a gross misunderstanding of what the scripture is actually saying, my brother. So, that just like I said, that just shows me how hurt our people are, because we're so upset with America, which has done us wrong, and has been so much injustice against the black people, that we are willing to, just somebody saying something crazy, outlandish, we are willing to stand behind him, because we feel like black people feel like we have been mistreated, used, abused, abandoned by the Democratic Party, by America as in general, but really by the Democratic Party, who plays with our emotions to get votes and then finds ways to weasel out of doing things. The crazy thing about that is that the Republican Party, conservatives, they have no desire to do anything. Any of the what you talking about? Fix up schools? They're trying to cut funding for schools. What you talk about? Reparations? Please, you think that a Republican is gonna give reparations, or conservatives gonna want to give reparations? So you've given up on one that's not to try to do something different, but to just go over to another side. You're still in a cult. You just switched to cults. It's nuts. And I just want to say to my people, just because America didn't like Hitler doesn't mean he's good. One evil can not like another evil. That doesn't mean the other evil isn't evil. They're both evil. They just don't like each other. But that doesn't mean we have to like either one. Oh, since you don't like him, I'm gonna like you. No, you both are bad people. America has done terrible things to black people, has mistreated black people, has robbed black people, has devalued us, taken away our culture, history, and made us less than human, second-class, bottom-barrel citizens whose life didn't mean anything. And that mindset has been sustained through the generations into law enforcement, how they police poor neighborhoods, which, primarily are by minorities. So, yes, all this is true, but that doesn't mean that we can turn around and be like, well, Hitler was against them, so we like Hitler. No, you idiots. It's substance. What did Hitler stand for? What did he stand for? That's what's important. What were his beliefs? What do you think he would have done if he had took over America with black people? Who would have been in them fucking camps, plantation fields, or whatever, being shot and beat down and murdered and gassed, just like the Jews were, just like the Jewish people were. But see, the thing is, Kanye is falling behind people like Nick Fuentes, a Nazi, and other right-wing talking heads who got his mind messed up and are feeding him misinformation and omitting information, details. And Kanye's just falling for it because it's different. It's against the norms, and other people aren't thinking this, aren't saying this. I know the truth, and you're just regurgitating talking points that you hear on TV and all this other stuff, but you're just regurgitating the talking points of these people who are clearly using you to further their own agenda, their own goals. You know, I can get behind to a degree some of the stuff that Kanye's saying, but then he just takes a crazy left turn or right turn or whatever turn out of nowhere, and we get stuck on this stupid stuff. So he says he loves Nazis. He's complaining that all Jewish people, and no, I don't think it's all Jewish people. Do I think that there is a problem with the way that we are able to critique Jewish people? Yes, but in a way I think of a problem is like when Israel is abusive to the Palestinians or something like that. I think that is wrong. That if you criticize them for doing apartheid, you're called anti-Semitic. I think using anti-Semitism to excuse bad behavior is wrong. I think that whenever if you see a Jewish person doing something wrong and you call them out, if somebody were to say, "Oh, you're being anti-Semitic," which a lot of people do, mostly on the right though, you're called, you know what I'm saying? Like, or that, not that you're called, but they're able to use that to get out of taking any accountability for actions. I get that. Are a lot of Jewish people in positions of power? Yes. Do I think that that's wrong? I think that is wrong only in the sense that black people, whenever we were trying to build our wealth, we were destroyed, we were put down. Black Wall Street was burnt up. You know, you had crack and all these other drugs flushed and guns flushed into the hoods, to the community of color to try to keep us down. And, you know, so many things like loans and education and job opportunities were taken away from us for so many generations in this country that has made us, you know, kind of at the bottom. So I get that. I do get that. I see how the world reacted to the Jewish people with the Holocaust and how much love and support they were given and how they were helped up by America and they were able to come here and make something. And I see how we built this country and so many opportunities were not afforded to us. So I understand where Kanye's coming from in that way. But I think that he's just gone the wrong direction. He started off with an idea and he's taken it somewhere that it doesn't need to be. And I get that you want to be Christian, but you cannot enforce your Christian wills and beliefs on other people. And to say that you have to walk in Christ to lead, that's not fair to people who don't believe in Christ. And you have this fool over here saying, "Oh yeah, if you're not a Christian, you can't be the boss. You just have to work for people, and we have to watch you and follow you and make sure you're not doing nothing wrong." Well, brother, that doesn't sound like love. That doesn't sound like somebody who loves everybody. That sounds like somebody who's a dictator, who's a wrongdoer, who doesn't believe in freedom and democracy. But that's what you're saying. You right? It's believe what I believe, or you a problem. And that's my thing with Kanye. He goes this other way, you know, as far as he puts down his own people. He put down Harriet Tubman. Had nothing but negative things to say about her, but praises Hitler? Like, think about that for a second. Somebody who fought to try to free slaves, and you try to diminish her value. You diminish the danger that George Floyd was in from that officer abusing his position of power and putting his knee on that man's neck. You devalue the hardship of slavery and say that's a choice? Come on, Kanye. And I'm supposed to believe that you stand for me? How can you stand for me? You standing with Nazis. You standing with people that if any type of benefit were to come to my people, they will be complaining about it. Alex Jones. Come on, man. You standing with somebody like Tim Pool who tries to play off I'm middle of the road. I'm a moderate. What policies do he stand for that you would support? Okay, he wants to legalize weed and he believes in a Green New Deal of some form, but he never talks about that. He talks about upholding the same people, same politicians who would keep any type of sustainable opportunities away. Yes, that includes Donald Trump. So I don't want to hear this nonsense. I'm tired of Kanye. I have my family. You guys have defended this moron as he goes on all these platforms and says all this stuff and has screwed himself over, lost money, Nobody wants to deal with him because it's not because he said, oh, black people aren't being represented. It's because he wasn't being treated the way he wanted to by these white people that he loves so much, right? He said that white men have it the hardest in the country. He wanted them to love him, to treat him like a white, and he wasn't treated like that. And so when he thought he could be treated like that, he's like, F y'all, slavery was a choice, yada, yada, yada. When he got slapped in the face and put in his place, now all of a sudden he wants to be the kings and the Moses for black people and all this nonsense. He's a selfish person with a mental disorder, and y'all idiots follow him or think he has anything insightful to give you at this point. I mean, go ahead. Good. I want all the dummies to be together and just go somewhere and be dumb. I got no time and no patience for this moron. I don't care about him anymore. I don't watch any interview he does anymore. I might watch clips of it if some of the shows I watch react to it. But there's nothing for Kanye, or there's nothing that Kanye has to offer me. There's nothing that Kanye has to offer me at all. His music has been getting trashed over the years. The Donda album was cool, but he can do what he want to do. Go wear your bum clothes. Go wear your White Lives Matter shirt. Go over there. Just do what you want to do. You're a clown. You act like a clown. You look like a clown. You look like a doofus. I have no respect for anybody that disrespects his own people to service white people or to service somebody else. And in this case, you're disrespecting black people to service the white lords. You just went from these white lords, I guess the Jewish people, white, to now the other white lords that you keep going on a show and wanting their approval and wanting them to love you like you wanted Donald Trump, a man who cursed out your wife in your face. Man, I got no respect for you. I can't respect you. After that man did that, you still want to love him and talk about Donald Trump is great. All right, well, you got it, man. You got it, Kanye. So go ahead and do that over there. If you love the coon, if you love Ku Klux Kanye, go right ahead. Love him. Hate yourself. Love him. Everything he says, all that stupid stuff, all that information he gives you that's not factually accurate. Go ahead and be a Holocaust denier and think slavery was a choice. So go sit in that camp. Love Hitler. Go ahead. Bye. Having a baby, bringing new life into the world, supposed to be a moment of love and appreciation and celebration, happiness, man. But of course, Negroes know how to make everything into an argument. And that's exactly what happened. Diddy welcoming a brand new child, I think it's a girl, into the world and announced it. He's celebrating. He happy. He got another baby. Shouting out his mom, shouting out his kids. And just saying the baby's about to be filled with so much love. And it's just a really feel-good moment for Diddy. I know he's happy. Now, this brought some confusion to fans, because they was like, I didn't know that Young Miami was pregnant. Caresha pregnant? Which, no, she's not. Diddy's single. And Diddy been saying he's single. And Diddy been showing y'all he's single. And once again, Diddy is showing y'all he's single because he had him a baby with another lady. This, of course, made a lot of people be like, what about Caresha? What about Caresha? Does she know about this? Again, Diddy is single. Diddy is by himself. Diddy don't got no woman. Diddy got friends, and some of them friends he have a little extra fun with. But that's about it. Now, of course, Young Miami, she's most likely feeling a type of way about this. Even if he has let her know what it is, still gotta hurt a little bit. I mean, she does care for him. He does care for her too. They care for each other, so it's gotta sting a little bit, knowing that he out there piping others, and then not only is he piping the hard wood into these other females, but then he let a little dribble come out of him, and, which I'm surprised Diddy would make that mistake. But hey, maybe I know Diddy like to drink, Diddy like to smoke. Maybe it's one of them nights he wasn't thinking clearly. Maybe the condom broke. Although I would think that somebody like Diddy can afford a good quality condom, but I don't know. In any event, it's gotta hurt to see now he got this baby. He out here celebrating, parading her around, and maybe, possibly, I don't know, you kind of would like to be the only one, or at least to not have the nigga just be so flaming with, just be out there and open with it like that. Golly, Diddy. you want the I would think she would want some type of title from the man. Eventually, she hanging out with him all this time and giving him all her attention. And you really don't hear about her messing with nobody, even though they both supposed to be single and free, right? So I don't know. She went crazy, talking mad, saying Diddy won't want half of the women out there, and just going hard. She not a side chick, and she actually went off on Big Act, DJ Academics, because Academics had tweeted out this stuff and was like, Diddy had a baby on his side chicks or something like that. So she took offense to that, saying she ain't no side chick, and so going in on Act, calling him a punk and all this other stuff. So you know how Big Act do. He started getting on that hen, drinking a little bit of that hen, feeling himself, and he went off as only Big Act can do. He called her, he said she is a stepmom, called her he said she's a side chick. He called her a side stepmom, which is a good joke. It just said she gonna have to learn how to, change diapers. He was saying that Diddy's on paternity leave from her. He gotta take care of the baby. It just was being real. He violated her, just being real disrespectful to Young Miami and her plight. Being real disrespectful to Caresha. They had themselves a little back and forth. He even prayed that she would find this, ability to change diapers, which I would say Caresha is a mother, so I'm sure she already knows how to change diapers. She don't need to learn that, all right? So get your facts together, Mr. Journalist. And on top of that, she is not a side chick. She not. And the reason why I say that is because to be a side chick, she would have to be side to the main, and Diddy already said he's single. So therefore, there is no way that she can be a side chick. She's not a side chick. She's just a chick. She just this homegirl, She just, his hoe. His good. I don't know, she's just a friend. Like I said, friend with benefits or something, Ain't no title to it. Because, again, you can't be a side chick. The minimum requirement to be a side chick is there has to be a main, and Diddy is single, out here mingling, and apparently still becoming a baby daddy to a new female. So it is what it is. So this all sparked a whole lot of nonsense. Somebody said something to Saucy Santana, who's real good friends with Caresha, and pretty much said they can't wait for Saucy to drag Big Act. So Academics came out, and so once they said that, Saucy said, well, yeah, but he never outside. So Academics, even further off that hand at this point, went in on Saucy, pretty much said, you don't think I'm outside? Well, guess what? I'm going to be in Miami, and I'm going to be at these clubs. He started naming off a list of clubs he's going to be at. Said, you can come up there, we can fight. Pretty much said, since Saucy Santana is gay, and since Academics is Jamaican, he said that his ancestors would be celebrating if he was to beat him up. Really went into like a graphic detail. He was like he gonna like decapitate him or some crazy stuff Ack was saying he gonna do to Saucy. He even said he'd come over to Jersey where Ack live at and didn't want to fight. So now it's getting, this whole thing was started just from Diddy announcing he has a new baby, has now become this is transformed into, now we threaten fights and stuff. Like, this has gotten way too far. I do think that Academics was in the wrong to a degree. I think Young Miami's maybe was reflecting a little bit of her anger on Ack, but I just think the response was so over the top. It was so unnecessary. But Ack, when he on that Henny, man, and somebody even say a little bit of criticism towards him, you never know. Ack might blow. Another thing that was crazy that I seen is this is kind of starting a conversation that Ack only goes in on females, which is just not true. And it's, if you don't know nothing about something, then shut up. Because he just was going in on Lil Baby, calling him slow, Down syndrome baby, short bus baby, le bebe. He had a clear rival with rivalry with Meek Mill for years. He didn't like Meek and was going in on Meek for years. You know, he goes in on Freddie Gibbs. He's the one, I believe he brought to everybody's attention that Freddie Gibbs, you know, his father's a cop and his brother's a lawyer. You know, Act going in on my son. My son came to Caresha's defense and challenged Act to a fight. He told my son he's a bum and a protester. That's all he's good for. And said he'd pay him $100,000 to hold up a sign saying go Act or something, and he'll whip him and beat him. I don't know what Act is doing. That Henny got Act thinking some things. I don't know. But so yeah, this narrative that Act only goes at women is not true. He goes at anybody who talks about him. He says that everybody gets to smoke. Act is an equal opportunist ish talker, and he gonna talk ish on anybody who mentions him in a negative way. That's just what it is. He does it all the time. Many men get going off on. I guess they just don't make the shade room so women don't know about it. So it looks like he's only going in on women, but nah, he goes in on men too, and against the men too. So hey, that's what he do. No word yet on if Act is going to accept the fight with my son. No word yet on if Saucy Santana is going to accept the fight with Act. I hope not, because it's stupid. It needs to be deaded. And hopefully Diddy is deaded it, because he came out and defended Caresha. He said that she not his side chick. She's very important to him. And he said that anybody, you know, try to do harm on himself or his family, his loved ones, then he gonna have to show up to their house and they're gonna have to have a conversation. So pretty much sounds like he threatened Act to shut up about it. Hey, stop messing with my girl. I imagine Caresha probably calling him crying. Diddy, they stay coming in on me. You had this baby and now. I can imagine all that. And so he trying to right the wrong. You know, Diddy just chilling. He was with another shorty they showing it on the Shade Room. He was with another shorty like a few days after his baby was born. So Diddy just out here trying to have fun. He like, Diddy is like, his late 50s, mid to late 50s at this point. He trying to have his last little bit of fun while he still can move around and stuff. He ain't trying to be dealing with this. So he let it be known. Hopefully Act shut it down. You know, because I don't know, man. Act has never gone against somebody the power of Diddy, I don't believe. He famously said he don't go against Ebro. He goes against Peter Rosenberg, another dude, another male that he's been very disrespectful to. Said that Peter Rosenberg's wife left him for Black Penis. It's also going against Joe Budden's former co-host, Rory and Mal, called them workers and losers. But yeah, he says, Academic says he doesn't want to go against Ebro because Ebro's too powerful. But if you saying Ebro's too powerful, then you know, like, I mean, dang, what that mean about Diddy? So would you go against Diddy? I don't know. He always studying about money. You can't study on Diddy when it comes to money or power. Diddy seemed like one of them dudes that can make a phone call and ruin you financially. I don't know. I don't know if Act want that, man. It's like Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if he at that power level yet, man. This would be the biggest battle he'd have to take. And Diddy ain't going to be online going back and forth with you. He going to be behind the scenes messing up your money. And Diddy also still got them old goons, which I know, I'm pretty sure Act got goons too, but I'm just saying, I don't know. You know, I think it'd be best for everybody, not just financially or, you know, the health, but just because this is just gone, it's all about nothing. It'd be best for everybody if they just let it go, drop it, move forward. Like I said, hopefully that's what happens. Diddy let it go. Diddy's just pretty much dead it right there, hopefully, and everybody just go their way. We don't need no violence over this because this is all about nothing. Man's had a baby. He's had a baby. We know what Caresha and Diddy's relationship is. Just go back somewhere else, man. I don't know. I think that Act might let it go, but you never know. Because when that Henny's involved and academics turn into Machiavelli, you never know. Anything can set him off. But I just don't think this is a war that he wants. And I don't think this is a war that needs to happen because it's about nothing. So let's just drop it. Well, that's our show for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in and getting this whack wisdom. I do hope that you return next week to get a little bit more from me. Again, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell for YouTube, and to follow on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. With all that being said, it's the WACCast podcast, and I am whacking off.
It's the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack
It's
to me.
the WACCast podcast. Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.
Yeah.
Talk whack to me. Talk whack to me.